Hi everyone, welcome to Loving Guidance. It's Mama Marina here, and here at Loving Guidance, we chit chat about health, self, relationships, and the mystical unknown. And today's topic is on the mystical unknown. It is a topic I like to call the cosmic organism. So an organism, we're a complex organism, and there are simple organisms, and then there are complex, really complex organisms, of which I consider humans to be. And I'm talking about the cosmic organism. So to lay the foundation for this, I want us to think about ourselves. So we have an eye, and we depend on our sight, and our eye is made, each eyeball is made of many, many different cells and eye cells. And you have retina cells, and they're all specialized in their own function. And so you have all these eye cells that make up one eyeball. You have all these eye cells that make up the other eyeball. And as you travel down, you get to the heart area, and you have specialized heart cells, and you continue on, you have liver cells, but they all work, even though the eye cells are doing their thing, the brain cells are doing their thing, making baby brain cells, making baby eye cells, and so forth. The whole, each of those cells is an important part of the whole organism, of the whole living creature or being. And so I want us to think about that when we ask the question, why are we here? Like, why do humans exist? Why are we here? And what if, I like to put out little like riddles, like what if we are part of a larger cosmic organism? So each eye cell individually, one cell, may not look or think that it is much, right? It's just doing its thing. It's one little eye cell. But the community, the group, the team of eye cells together make that eye that allows us to have the ability to see. When they work together, and they're like cogs of a wheel, right? When they work together appropriately, they grant us the ability to see. And so, but each individual eye cell may not necessarily feel like its purpose is anything fantastic. It's just itself. It's its eye cell self, right? And so I feel that each individual, in terms of humanity, is similar to that, in that each of us kind of is just doing our thing, and we live our life, and it's a temporary lifetime, right? And we live it to the best of our ability, and many of us make babies of ourselves, right? We make these baby humans, and we keep on getting new generations of humanity. And eye cells and liver cells and heart cells, they do very much the same. They live their cell life, and then they replicate. They have their baby cells, and eventually cells die off, and the body has a way of kind of gobbling them up and disposing of them, the dead cells within us. And so what if we are like one cell to a larger cosmic organism, and our portion is sort of like the eye cell? It's a specialized area of this cosmic organism. And there are maybe other areas, just like the liver, you travel on down, and now you're in the liver, and you have those cells, and they're doing their thing, and they're living in their own little I guess you can call it world, right? The liver cells are all communicating and doing their own thing in their own world, but they're an important part of the entire organism. And then you go on down, and if you're a woman, you have ovary cells, and if you're a man, you have prostate cells and testicular cells, and all of us were made up of a bunch of different kinds of cells. And so I throw out this, I guess, nugget to ponder. If we are just one cell in a giant cosmic organism, and somewhere else in, let's say, the universe, you have different living beings, we call them aliens, and those particular ones are similar to our, let's say, our kidney cells. They have their own little world and they function their own way, and they're like the kidney cells to this cosmic organism. And then maybe us humans, we're the eye cells, and maybe somewhere else in the universe we have other creatures, whatever you want to think of them, aliens, again, alien part B, you have A, B, C, and they're all their own, but they're all specialized and important part of the whole cosmic organism. And I always think back, what made me think of this was how we even came to be. So I was watching a TED Talk, and a gentleman was discussing how cyanobacteria, it started with these little cyanobacteria, and each cell was going around and breathing out oxygen. I mean, it was not breathing out, but its byproduct was oxygen. So let's pretend it was breathing out oxygen. It was giving off oxygen as a byproduct. And it had its little lifetime, right? The cyanobacteria had its little lifetime. And it probably didn't think much of its lifetime. It was maybe boring and dull being a cyanobacteria. Who knows? I don't know how fantastic it is to be a cyanobacteria, but it would make its babies, and it would, obviously, cyanobacteria generations kept going. But from the very first cyanobacteria, had somebody said to it, you matter simply because your existence is contributing to something that is going to, over time, develop and be created. And so what it didn't realize is, in its each individual cyanobacteria's lifetime, they were contributing, each one was contributing oxygen to the point where the levels were increasing to the point where you and I could even exist. We wouldn't even exist if there weren't oxygen. Like, without oxygen, we're toast. And so we're totally dependent on oxygen. And it's just interesting to me that one single cyanobacteria's existence could lead to another cyanobacteria's existence, and on through the generations, the oxygen levels had gotten to the point where complex organisms like you and I could even exist. And so what if our existence is possibly part of a very complex cosmic, I like to call it cosmic, organism? And what if our existence, similar to that cyanobacteria, whose existence may not have seemed like much to it at the time, but when you look back, we were dependent on, it was so important. It was so important because it allowed for there to be dinosaurs and humans and whatever comes after us. And so I just think that if all of us rested assured that our existence was contributing to something more, whether that's the life or the functionality of a cosmic organism, or whether our existence, what our byproducts are, is contributing or will contribute to something even more advanced than what we are. I mean, a cyanobacteria compared to a human, so different, but its existence was vital to our existence, right? And so, what if it's a bigger, broader picture, and it is something that we will never fully be able to understand, just like that cyanobacteria, the very first one, had no idea how important and how vital it is that they ever existed and what they did and how they lived and what their byproducts were, um, to allowing something so much more complex and different to come of them, right? Of that. And so what if there's something that we are just basically kind of like the little seeds for, to allow for something even more magnificent and more complex and more fascinating to take root and to develop and to live, um, or to come into being down the line. So I don't know that any of us should ever feel like life is um, kind of pointless or dull or just a dud. I think that each of our existence is it's an integral, just like each cell of our eye. You need your eyes. Think about your vision and how important your vision is, and your hearing and your heartbeat and your lungs and everything, that each of our organs and how many cells it takes just to have those organs, and those body parts of us, right? So how each of those entities, if you will, um, is critical. It's important. And so you are important, and you are critical, and you are necessary. And although you may not know it, and you may not feel that way all the time, like somehow I think it's important for us to kind of rest in that truth that you are part of something bigger that you may not fully understand, just like that little cyanobacteria, the very first one. I just feel that each of us really is an integral part, and although we don't know it, it is true. And so I just wanted to throw the cosmic organism and our place in all of this, and why it's important and why it's so kind of exciting. I think that each of us plays a sort of like a building block, right? A building block towards, we don't know, but whatever that is, the building block of the cosmic organism being able to survive, you know, being able to see, being able to breathe. If we're a lung cell, let's say, of the cosmic organism, if to have a heartbeat, whatever it is. I mean, the cosmic organism can work very different from the human body, but I'm just giving that analogy just so that you can get kind of an idea and a visual of what each of us, an important role each of us plays. And as we have our own families and we continue humanity and future generations, how that's like, you know, regenerating in new cells of the eye of that cosmic organism, or that's new cells, liver cells, or new spleen cells, whatever it is. It's creating, we're one part of this huge organism. And so there are maybe other types of cells, other aliens, alien A, B, C, D, that are part of the cosmic organism too. And we're not aware of them, just like our eye cell may not necessarily be completely conscious of our liver cell or of our skin cell on our leg. I mean, our eye cell is focused primarily on being the best eye cell that it can be. And it's not that it doesn't have the ability. So the DNA is in that cell to become a liver cell, a skin cell, a heart cell. It has the ability to be these other types of cells or these other types of entities, right? But and maybe we do too. Like maybe we have the DNA within us to be a human, but we also have the DNA to be a type of bacteria or a type of alien A over here, and the type of information or coding to be alien Z over there. And so I just wonder if some of what we are um, isn't sort of like that, where it's the code is there to be anything, but right now we are just simply focused on being a human, just like that eye cell is currently focused on being an eye cell. But it has the ability, we might have the ability to be a different type of cell or a different type of living being, existence, a different type of cell ourselves, right? In the cosmic organism. So anyway, I like to throw out these kind of nuggets of brain mystical riddles and just things to ponder, because I think they're fun, and I think that they, if you think of it any which way, it always leads back to everything has it's like the step by step. It's this very intricate, interwoven, interdependent, interneeded existence, and it's always been that way. And I don't foresee that changing. I mean, there's going to be these, just like the cyanobacteria, we needed them to be here ourselves. It's like that. We're here for a reason that is possibly beyond our understanding at this point in time, just like the cyanobacteria. But it's okay because it's still there and it's still playing out the way that it's supposed to. So your existence, your being here right now, alive, possibly giving birth to future generations of humanity, is important, significant, and worthwhile. And that's all that I wanted to relate to you, to think about us being part of a cosmic organism and how we play into the importance of that cosmic organism. All right, my loves. Until next time, I hope you are safe and well and feeling loved, and we will talk again soon.